learned today, what would it be?
Whatever I'm on par with George and Fred, I'll take that for sure.
I think you guys are scratching the surface on some of my talents.
Just watch the tape. That's all you need to see.
I deserve to be in the 80s. Like, I made plays, I missed games, and I came back and still showed consistency.
Hey, that's some good overalls, though. I ain't really disappointed this year.
You know, there's some guys you might just you might have to tweak them here and there.
You had this wild ass.
Hey, man.
Still mad. He was still going those that they made him
78. We're gonna get better. We're gonna be.
He went live and lower than rookie for that.
They did me bad with some stats, but you know,
you lower than a rookie.
You know, I'm not gonna be satisfied with whatever rating they give me anyways. If it ain't a 99, that's how I feel. So
we think we're going to
yeah, I need my little package.
Nothing that they give me unless it's a 99, so fuck it. Pat Mahomes got 99. Christian McCaffrey got 99.
But that Parker promo.
This game ass.
Why didn't Lamar Jackson?
He don't. He a 98.
Nah, he's like
Everyone's surprisingly great.
Still whack.
Man.
You want the real
If Lamar was a 96, I know that as endless players, that's gonna be low.
Hell yeah.
If he was a 96.
Aaron Donald's a 98.
These challenges.
Nah, yeah, 99.
He didn't even do shit last season.
The highs and the lows.
Hell nah, he a 99.
So we're going to bring in a ratings adjuster in a minute to talk to you about your Madden rating.
Facts. You sure?
Where's the
Fuck, bro. The ball keep going all over the court.
You all here? Team!
These niggas are just throwing that bitch.
Let's start, baby!
what's good with you?
What's good?
Nothing, man.
That's Chad Ochocinco.
Why you running from me?
Come on now, I'm on my way. Don't worry about that.
Do you feel any pressure having to wear the 85 in Cincinnati and just fill those shoes of fun and entertainment, not follow the rules, celebrate? How you feel?
Yeah, I got some big shoes to fill. Yeah, I gotta get my celebrations right. Yeah, you outdid yourself right there, so I gotta get right. You know.
Do you know why you're here today?
Man, I gotta figure out what this rating about to be, man.
If you were to give yourself an overall rating, just your overall rating, what would you give yourself?
These games ass.
Remember, rookie?
Yeah.
So
Yo, why is he spamming? 18-0?
I'm gonna have to go with a 81.
81? Okay. Overall.
Stop playing with me, bro.
We got you at 71.
If I time it right, I just gotta put my meter on, bro.
But you can change everything.
Meter's better for me.
This is not the final cut. Everything performance based, and as soon as we go, we will adjust ratings based on your performance.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't know that. Chad Ochocinco works with Madden.
I didn't either.
He works with Madden.
He's in. He's on.
Man, hey, Harry Cougar.
And Steve Young.
You're big Madden.
That's tough.
Are you a Madden player?
I'm definitely a Madden player. Yes.
Yeah. So am I? You ever use me at all?
I haven't used you at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm Victor's 99. I think I'm right there. I'm pretty sure. Look me up, bro. We know what we're doing here today. What are we doing with Madden? You know what am I? I'm the performance ratings adjuster. So I'm about to unveil your own.
If y'all mad at y'all ratings, be mad at Ochocinco or Steve Young.
Never. That was
Oh my god.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna put on jump shot boost like when we start playing stage.
For Justin, for Jalen, and now you. It's a little bit of humble pie. What do you think overall?
I'm gonna go with 81.
71.
Dang.
Hey. Bro. But here's the thing. I told all the other guys the same thing. This is just another thing to, just be irritated by, and I'm gonna go show exactly who I am. What is your kick power?
Kick power. I mean, high school I punted, but we had to play, you know, where the quarterback does the punt, you know, back up and quarterback punt off foot down, but we never really did. I mean, I wish it was a 99, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and say,
I'm gonna stop you. You don't want to say
56.
33. What's up, Mike?
What's up with your family?
What's good?
How you living? How you living?
Man, listen, I'm living good, man. I'm living good. I'm excited for you, man. I've been a fan for a very long time, man. I want to congratulate you on everything, man. You the real deal, man.
Appreciate you, family. I appreciate
Real deal. Do you know why you here?
He gotta be like an 80. He gonna be like an 80 something.
Oh, okay. You on point. So if you were to take a guess based on how you feel, what do you think your overall rating should be?
Say at least like, 78. Around that range. That's how I feel about myself, you know.
What about speed? What do you think your speed would be?
Game speed, if you go game speed and 40 speed, let's keep it for speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Because you know what, that's a good one. There are a lot of people that are fast, but they play slow.
Right.
A lot of people that run slow, but they play fast. That is really that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes, sir. If you're going on 40, I would say like 89, 90 range. 90.
So the speed, speed you're a 90.
Ooh, okay.
You're a 90. I think I can beat you one.
You chill.
Ooh, hold on. No.
I'm just telling you how I'm feeling. Catching. You an 84. Break tackle, which you're great at because I watched it myself. You're 81. Stiff arm, 80. Medium route running, 78. And your overall, as you said, is a 75.
He got the highest
which I expected you
as a rookie. He do.
No, you're a little bit higher.
That's tough.
The fact that you were like,
all of them was 71.
It made a lot of sense. And dude, we got your kicking power at a 48 because I know
that's tough.
I know about you kicking in the past.
Now I can kick a little bit in high school.
See, so Ocho Cinco really did.
He do the rating.
Yeah, he really made that. He really made ratings.
You get there.
I got you.
You know about your ratings? Are you ready for this kind of humble pie that a rookie has to go through to kind of get started in Madden?
Oh, I think it's great. I think, honestly, just being in the game is good enough for me. This is something I've always dreamed about.
Right, like, bro, you're still in the game regardless, fool.
No bull.
It's just something I've always dreamed about.
There's no fun being in the game with
Shit, I would still be geeking on him in Madden. I'm in a fucking game.
And you got the chance to, like, if I was a rookie, I would be mad. Cause, like, nigga, you know your ratings.
You're right, you're a rookie, nigga. You ain't even play a game yet.
So whatever they gave me, I wouldn't get mad.
Fuck, man.
If I was a rookie, but if
now next year.
But if I got work, it's like some of the players did get work. If I would have got work, I would have been mad.
Yeah, I know. 92. That for a rookie, that tells me that they think that you
got 92 throwing power.
Like a cannon.
That's a cannon.
Like to have a 92 out of college.
That's
Justin Herbert
in Madden. I've been fighting
took that man
for 25 years, so just know.
Damn.
Generally, they don't understand speed, but for you, what do you think when they get rated early on your speed?
If you're fighting for speed, then they probably made me a 68, 67 speed.
This is crazy. We came out, the smoke cleared, and it was 82.
Wow.
So what do you think overall?
71, boy.
It's going to irritate you.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's 70. Like, I think you would say, like, you know what, screw that, I'm better than everybody. Hey, bro, what's up, bro?
Oh yeah, he got the fastest speed on Madden. Him and Tyreek Hill.
Too much, everything good.
He a rookie.
Man, everything in life
That's
is great.
tough.
If I had your hands, I'd cut mine off,
like a
man.
4-2.
Damn, that's fast.
He like you.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen before you get the camera. I don't want no excuses.
Okay.
I'm coming wherever you're training at.
Alright.
And we're gonna line up, we're gonna run 10 routes.
Okay.
I'm playing DB, and I guarantee you won't catch 2 balls.
Go ahead.
That's how I'm feeling.
Nah, we gotta make this. Take that.
What you expect to see as far as your ratings go? What you think it's gonna look like?
As far as the overall,
He should be a 75.
No, y'all
right?
they kind of nervous rookies a lot, man. So probably be somewhere in the 70s.
Okay. Honest. You ready? So we're gonna start off with speed. What you think his speed is?
Nah.
Nah.
It needs to be.
Nah. Okay. Your speed is a 98.
Okay.
You're the second fastest in the game behind Tyreek Hill.
That's just the time to get on the field and short.
Ooh, I love it.
That's wild. I mean, I know my speed. I know I have, great speed, but to be, compared to all the guys in the league and be the second fastest in the game, that's wild.
Yeah, overall,
I would have been easy. I would have been happy about that. Like,
I'm
the second fastest in the
I
game.
knew it was so
Right. He's 76.
He got the highest overall
I tweeted not too long
as
ago.
a rookie.
Bro, you got the opportunity to own Vegas.
Yeah, I see that.
Nah, he gonna cook too, bro. He gonna go all day. I'm gonna catch.
Ain't nothing. It's something new stadium. Like you have an opportunity.
I ain't gonna hold you. The league did just get some MVP top players.
Fact.
The ratings can be kind of tough.
Well, imagine next year, ooh, they
Until you
finna
get out there and play in the league a little bit. You're okay with that.
everybody's gonna come next
It's not
year.
gonna hurt your feelings if they're talking about it.
Justin Jefferson.
I've been through a lot of stuff. I don't take nothing personal.
Justin Fields.
And then, hey, how many tackles have
Trevor
you made
Lawrence.
in your college career, you know?
Oh,
How many times have you had to go to clean up the mess?
I haven't. I don't think I've ever missed a tackle in it, like on a pick or turnover or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever missed a tackle.
I don't understand this. They gave you a 37. So I don't know how happy you're gonna be with this. What do you think overall?
Probably 70 something. Low.
68. So there you go. There it is. There's your. I'm gonna go fight now, and I'm gonna, there's your incentive to go make things different. I guess all you can do is take the rating and then go prove them wrong, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna be watching you closer, Jim. I will advocate for you as soon as I see anything that says that they're wrong. I'm gonna be all
Green.
over, all right?
Let's get it.
Now,
You know what you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what my rating is on that. I'm trying to see what they got me at.
What would you make yourself overall? Your overall rating, what would you make?
100. 100. What do you mean? All right, so you get honest, like realistic.
Yeah.
I'll probably give myself 90 or above.
What do you think your speed would be?
Man, they probably give me a 4.5. They probably give me a 93 or something.
Okay. That's decent. Agility. And Anna, you got the best. I ain't gonna say that. What you think? Agility.
Just give me just like 93, 97.
Catching.
They probably watch that LSU game and cut my ears. so they probably give me about 87.
Jew.
Oh, that's 99.
Big. So I'm gonna break it down for you real quick where you at. And we showed you love, not myself and my team, we showed you love. Your speed is a 91.
Okay.
Speed is 91.
Okay.
Agility is a 93.
Oh, there y'all butt down a little bit. I think I need more speed so I can butt that up.
Bro, you missed it, fool. Nigga, no, fool. Nigga had a 68 overall. I don't know. I don't know, fool. The nigga had a 68 overall. It was him.
Who?
Him right there. Look.
That's Jalen Hurts. That's Jalen Hurts.
Turnover or something.
Ooh, you know who Jalen Hurts is?
No.
The Oklahoma quarterback.
I don't understand.
I don't know who that is. Is he good?
DJ, you know that. Remember that dude that time she was watching? You was like Trey. He's a dog.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
I was like, fool, you don't know who that is, nigga. That's just you played with CD Lamb last year.
Oh, they gave him a 68 overall. Yo, that's the worst rating, bruh.
Instead of to go make things different. I guess all you can do is take the rating and then go prove them wrong, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to be watching you closer, Jalen. I'm ready to. I will advocate for you.
That's funny, bruh.
I didn't put that guy on in and out.
On G.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my rating is on that.
He got at least a 75.
That's where they got me at.
Would you make yourself overall? Your overall rating?
100. You said 100. Alright, so you being honest, like realistic. I'm probably doing myself 9-year-old boy.
What do you think his speed would be?
On man, they probably give me a 4.5. They probably give me a 93 or something.
Okay, that's decent. Agility, and Honor, you got the best. I ain't gonna say that. What you think? Agility.
Yeah, agility was just like 93 or something. Catching. They probably watch that LSU game and caught my ears. So they probably give me about 8.
Juke.
Oh, that's 99.
Big. So I'm gonna break it down for you real quick where you at. And
You sure?
we showed you love, not myself and my team. We showed you love. Your speed is a 91.
We're just fucking, just chilling, bro.
Speed is 91. Agility is a 93.
Oh, there y'all butt down a little bit.
You can't cheat.
So y'all can butt that up a little bit.
Your short rock run is 80. Your juke is a 91.
Wait, hold on.
That's alright.
Go back to the short rock run.
Yeah, is that 80?
Whoa! It's all right, man.
Listen, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. No pressure. Your juke is a 91. That's phenomenal for being a rookie because that, you know what, the feet ain't. It is what it is. And overall you're 75, which is fair. Until that's fair.
That's because he's a rookie. He don't play Madden. You know he don't play Madden because he like bro. When you're a rookie, everybody overall trash. It's like it don't go above an 80.
Hey, this is the guy you guys got.
If he look at all the other rookies, nigga, that's good. Him, fucking, Henry Rugg and CD got the highest overall. That's rookie. That's good.
What do you expect to see?
Hopefully above a 65. Hopefully.
All right. So you get the idea. All right. So play action.
Green? I was finna say, let me find out you're different like that.
Probably like
He's not finna. Whoa. This nigga ain't finna call for the ball either.
Okay.
84. Okay. Right? I'm gonna tell you in play action. Let me just look at my sheet here.
So he's not finna call for the ball. He's finna let the CPU dribble.
All the rookies.
Shit is bad.
All right, throw on the run.
Throw on the run. Probably like a 75.
82.
And I can't get a rebound. Like, what's up with this game? This game is ass. Bruh!
Ooh, football season about to come up, fool. And there's no preseason, so.
That's tough. They go straight into the road game. These kids suck. I don't even know what I'm guarding. Hold on my phone.
Last slide. Definitely can shoot. He got short.
For sure. Alright, let me lock in. Let's get these park bombs off the court, bro. Yo, why is he playing like mad high? Good shit. I got it. Oh, wow, that's good. Give me that. Yes, sir. Good shot. Facts. That's it. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. We straight. I'm here. What? Where am I going, bro? Where am I going?
I'm in a good mood, man.
Fact. Oh no, these kids are bad.
Right here? How you leave that here? Oh yeah, I got you too.
You sure? I got you.
Take me my 5 foot, please.
No, we chilling. I'm a slip. That's a good shot. Yes, sir, boy.
Get tired, condition yourself. That'd be great. Let me get a receiver on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Kids game chat. Facts.
High school, man.
That's what they're saying. On me, that's what they're saying. On me. And look at these kids. Who wants to be like these kids? You're chilling. Fuck. That keep making me fade.
I'm not tired.
A lot.
No.
He just came up. He gotta be, bro. He big as hell.
Hearing all day. Hearing all day. He gonna run every second of the day. Every millisecond. He wanna run right now.
Me too. Big grand. Oh my. Well, y'all niggas suck on me. Y'all niggas ass. Y'all niggas is ass. Y'all niggas is ass. Nigga, we are. We wasn't gonna hop off, kid. Y'all suck. Nigga, stop whispering. Get out the mic. Nigga, your breath stink, nigga. Like, what? Nigga, trash. Nigga, we don't want to be like y'all. If we didn't, we don't want to be like y'all. We don't want to be like y'all. Y'all niggas ass. Yo, I'm dead. I'm crying. These niggas trash. Yo, y'all suck. Y'all suck. Oh my god. I don't know. He said stay on the spot. This man ain't even here.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Kinda Red Friday. You get inside of 3 weeks to the opening game. Yeah, it's Red Friday, and we're dressed in red right here. Our training camp live show presentation of the awesome folks at Community America Credit Union. Lisa and Kinner, they've been training.
He's hopping on with the rookie. Oh, I was finna say he don't care.
The voice of the Chiefs, along with
Yo.
over here at the University of Kansas.
Yo, there's no way he's playing with that rookie, bro. Yeah, his man's coming back. His man's coming back.
Pads, Matt. Good practice.
Yes, sir. Spin the block.
This is the grind right now. 5 out of
Like your takeover means something. Like what? Like your takeover determines if you have the ice or not.
For these guys getting acclimated to football again.
This kid changed up his fit after you said something.
And we're in that grind right now. This is where you get better going into the season.
Fact.
It is a
OMG.
result. We will talk about that later in the show in our 5 observations. We've got an awesome show for you. We're going to hear live from Andy Reid here in just a few minutes. Then we're going to have an up close and personal with 2 players today. We've got Tano Passigno, and then we'll also have Mitchell Schwartz. And then we'll have our position breakdown.
Okay, your man's is back. Are y'all hopping on?
A lot of stories there. But today, one of the encouraging things was not only the good up-tempo work here on the 3rd straight day in pads, Matt, but it was also the return of some players that Chiefs fans wanted to
He did change his feet. Oh my god.
Bruises. But seeing Chris Jones back out there today. Great to see him out there, one of the best defensive tackles in all of football. Missed the last few practices with a groin injury, but he was.
You really changed that trash ass fit. Y'all niggas is ass on me. Nigga changed they fit to put on the even worse fit. I'm dead to hell. Nigga fit trash as hell.
When he's out there, it's really good to see him running around a little bit today.
Again, 3
kid got no drip.
Stretch of 6 consecutive practices. Tomorrow will be not in pads, but in shells, and they 10-10-10 work an up-tempo in the stadium. It'll be interesting tomorrow, Matt, because 2,000 season ticket members will be allowed to attend tomorrow inside Arrowhead Stadium. And I don't know how you feel, but I'm really interesting to see how this is going to work.
Yeah, when was the last time the Chiefs practiced over at Arrowhead Stadium? Probably been a while, at least 10, 12 years. How excited are you to be back at Arrowhead Stadium for the first time since the AFC Championship?
I got your board.
I'm excited just to be around that.
Of course.
Over here, obviously, this facility is great, but being back
we straight, buddy.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's been therapeutic
the
last couple of weeks and watch these practices and bring them to you. But it's going to be even more so to walk into that stadium for the first time since the AFC Championship.
Absolutely. I mean, think of all the memories there. I'll never forget walking around.
These kids are bad.
I mean,
that's why you pass it to the guard off of inbound.
My whole life, and here I am on the field and confetti's falling. Feels like a million years ago now. So can't wait to be back at Arrowhead, seeing these guys get ready to defend that title in the season.
What's been impressive, though, is to see the health and safety protocols. That was our very first training camp live show. But to see that now carried through, we'll talk with Mitchell Schwartz about it in specific, about the new normal and how they've had to acclimate that as the players and coaches and staff.
I got you.
But that also includes the
good shot, boy.
New normal at least with 2,000 season ticket members, they're going to experience that tomorrow.
We talked about Rick Burkholder's biosphere here at camp, making sure that everyone's healthy and safe going into this. And you're right, fans are going to experience that. It really comes down to everyone being accountable. That's what's important in the end, and now fans can be a part of that. Everyone being accountable, making sure that they're making sure this team can play this year.
This has also been a collaborative effort to make tomorrow happen.
I got you.
Chiefs, of course, working very hard.
Yo, bro, the ball keeps going mad far every time.
Kansas City.
If you would have green that, you were different.
A lot of eyeballs on this to try to make this work.
Well, we always talk about the Chiefs. They're so much more than just a football team.
They're going to throw a scary, bro.
So I just love that the whole city has come together.
Look what the oh no.
Sure that they can put on this event in a safe way. Not surprised
Fact.
the city and the Chiefs work together on this.
He can't even shoot that. Oh no. Oh, they blessed though. Bro, leave him, bro. We don't care. He can shoot all day.
Featuring our new radio team with imCarryinHuH as the
Facts.
Josh Klingler on the sideline. But I just wonder for these players.
Okay, he thought that was so fire, bro. Oh
Go
my.
back and watch the archive video of Mark Donovan and
Give me that.
Burkholder walking
He
through.
really threw that.
But I just wonder what's going through these players' minds because they will now get to run on that same field that we talked about.
Yeah, but I be doing that too. Like I was icon of the whole I was icon this whole. I just icon. I always icon. I don't know why.
I expected playing in preseason games, stuff like that, to be in front of fans for the first time in an NFL stadium, in a stadium like Arrowhead.
And you split them.
But they finally get that chance here in a couple days.
Good shit, boy. You straight. That was a good shot. If you open my shoot that shit, it don't matter.
The adrenaline should be really cool to see.
Yep, and again, later in the show, we will feature the offensive line. We'll look at our 5 observations. And I'm really anxious to hear from Tano Passanio and Mitchell Schwartz. It's interesting we're going to get both sides of the line of scrimmage here because they were going at it today. But when you have these padded practices, there's just
I got you.
do teamwork, but then there's individual work. But those O-line and D-linemen are connected throughout this whole
Good
practice.
shot, boy.
I've mentioned this before. You can figure out when a guy really loves football to see what he's watching in these camps. We're watching team stuff, and that's exciting, but Mitch is running over there to make sure he can watch OL versus DL. But you're right. That's where your technique and your precision is really figured out. And I love that we're talking about Tano.
Fade green. You sure?
I mean, he's one of the best at his craft in the NFL, and Tano is someone that's really coming along. I mean, Mitchell's seen him grow as a player.
These kids are bad.
Let's pick out now Andy Reid with his press conference.
It came out. But other than that, had a good turn. I got some guys back today, and it was good work for the players. All in all, I'm happy with where we're going here. You keep working.
This kid what is this kid doing?
It's training camp. So
Bro, on me, they gotta be.
mentally and physically, and they're coming out with good energy. Tomorrow, we have our practice in the stadium.
Yo!
The fans, and giving them an opportunity to see, and also kind of get the mechanics of game day down. So we'll function like that as a staff.
He's old.
All stay on the same sideline.
They're bailing these niggas, fool.
Things that the guys don't have a chance to do during preseason games. So all in all, it'll be beneficial. It'll be beneficial for Mark Donovan and his crew to be able to set the stadium up and go through that procedure. A good dry run.
Oh God, that's my fault. He's off.
Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thanks.
We're talking to Juan today.
It's your boy. We chilling.
Thornhill. I'm wondering, from your perspective, how did he attack this thing?
Yeah, y'all niggas suck. The niggas. Who won? 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 Your mans can't dribble. Bruh, stop screaming, you little 9-year-old. Shut up, bruh. Shut up, fool. Come to me when you could get a win. Bro. You suck, fool. You suck, fool.
Strong and
I still do got my blue lighter. You want to see a plane?
Oh yeah, hold up.
Hey, Andy, how you doing today? Good. Hey, a couple things, Andy. First, do you have a sense on when
Right, bro. He was just screaming.
got to practice? And secondly,
I'm about to be on my way around.
Defense made a good number of plays today. Everybody knows what your offense can do.
Man was just screaming in my ear, bro.
So do you like to see that when your offense? I'm sorry, when your
Yeah, ugly.
plays on a day like this?
Absolutely. The better we are.
What Darius finna get? Nothing. He finna just go look. Yo.
Nigga, I'm about to get this joint.
Huh?
Oh, she
I don't know who this is.
She looks like smart.
She is.
And
Man,
pushing through.
nigga, I'm gonna come back with that motherfucker. With the drum.
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. Right when he said that, I said it gotta be in VA.
Oh, Tyreek. So Tyreek,
Fact.
it's not.
Gun laws is bad. Nigga, look. Hey, nigga, I'm put the motherfucker drum on the wall.
Bro, that's what I said.
I'm gonna put the 50 grand drum on that.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh no, this two-way tempo pusher hop on the spot. This 75 overall, he's getting cooked. What? For what? I'm not calling him, bro. I'm not about to call him like he my man. Bruh.
Yeah, well, our Native American brothers. I mean, I appreciate them, and we listen, like I said before. So I wasn't a huge part of that, but I was talked to about it and coached up on it. So I understand and listen. It's that time, and Clark does a great job of that, and Mark Donovan does, and listening and making changes as needed. So, but listen, we appreciate again our Native American brothers. I mean, absolutely.
Let's go to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy, good to see you. I have two questions for you. Nick Keiser's getting a lot of reps. Just how beneficial is that for him to get both reps with guys like Chad Henne and Patrick Mahomes as you sort of evaluate him without the preseason? And then secondly, to build off what Aaron's question just a minute ago, in terms of the team's decision, just how much had this been discussed over the last year or so within regards to obviously what the sort of tone is being changed culturally and trying to better listen to indigenous people, and how much were you a part of the process, if at all, with Clark and Mark in terms of discussing what the team may want to do with fans moving forward?
Yeah, so they listen. That's not my area. Although they talked to me about it, so I understand. I just like the fact that Mark and Clark, they're willing to listen and willing to work on things, and they don't waste time with that. I mean, it's I love that part. So and then your other part, yeah, we'll just keep getting better in that area. You know what you're saying. So.
Let's go to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
You know, Coach, between OTAs and the ramp-up period and the acclimation period this year, you know, you're probably short about 15 to 20 practices is what you would normally have. Do you find yourself just doing the exact same things but just spending less time, or are there things that you cut from the routine that you would do in most years you just can't do this year?
Well, you don't get a lot of repeats on situations, so you try to make sure that you have them all covered. Utilize your walkthroughs that you have in the afternoon, and make sure you're there. You make sure your film study is complete, which can be tough during camp with the number of plays that we run. So, but you in the meetings and everything else that's involved with. So, but you want to make sure that you cover all of that, and you do. You listen. You lose opportunities, not only including the off season, but also during this time here. But the mental part, you got guys that have to stay sharp, coaches and players, and make sure we have everything covered.
Let's go to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Two quick questions here for you. We get Ben Neiman here shortly, and I'm curious, what's been his biggest step from last year to this year, as you had a chance to evaluate him over 7 days of practices? And lastly, I'm sorry if I didn't hear you say what was going on with Jarius Sneed. We didn't see him out there today, so what's his status?
Yeah, Jarius, we just rested him. He had a little tweak, so we rested him. So with the other, what was the other part, Herbie? I mean, you guys are like double dipping me here. You guys
What's the biggest step you've seen?
Yeah,
I could have went up.
Listen,
I'm stuck in the paint.
Strength over, over the year, and I thought that was big for him.
He ain't even touched back.
Ben has got a great football mind. He coaches kid, that whole thing, and but the physical strength, I think he's added to that. I think he's probably more familiar with the scheme, obviously, as I think all the defensive players are. But for him personally, I think he's gotten a little bit strong.
All right, guys, we got time for a couple more. Let's go Pete and then Saran. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach. It kind of struck me yesterday with Coach Tobe that it's going to be a lot tougher with the roster decision making. I know you moved that to Fred Russell. Is there going to be
who just left?
That you may have to?
Oh, Mon just went too.
Keeping veterans since you can see some game tape. I just wonder how that factors in from like roster numbers 49 to 53.
Yeah, so
but I don't know why. I fucking love when Mon leaves, fool. I love when Mon leaves, fool. I don't know, bro. I just love when Mon leaves, fool.
So, whether it's special teams
That's me.
And or offensive defense. So, we'll come out with a pretty good idea. It's still early now, but every practice, every rep becomes important. We talked to the players about that. Your tape ends up being important in this time. We don't have a chance to see in games and with the preseason games, so you got to show on these other phases.
Stupid ass.
And it's no more important than on special teams. Normally you have a couple, two, three guys that make it
They here.
on special teams just because of their play there. But you don't have that opportunity in a game and do that.
So let's in with the last one. Go ahead.
Coach, sorry to double dip.
Ooh, I need my freak.
Housekeeping. Just kind of, we heard of Mike Pennell suspension.
Yes, I was finna say, bro, this game cheap. Oh, you're a guy. Oh, I thought you was finna make it.
And any update on Eric Fisher? That's the housekeeping part.
You could hit that.
From a coaching standpoint, I'm looking back at like strike seasons, right? Other seasons that have been disrupted.
That's green.
Or I know how you coaches are creatures of habit. And like Bill Parcells.
You that show, yeah, you're different.
Those years he didn't have.
Oh, my fault.
Mark Levy had been building something here in Kansas City, and he tumbled down to like a.
Nope, we're playing twos.
7 record and ended up ending his tenure here in Kansas City. Those are obviously
facts.
all same caliber coaches.
What'd you say?
What I mean, do you study those years? Do you have any idea what the landmines ended up being for those guys, and whereas the strike season have no comparison to what you guys are dealing with right now?
Well, this is what I think the difference is, and I'm not predicting records. I'm not doing that, but I'll tell you that.
If I had my contacts, I would have definitely boomed on him.
With the players. So when the lockout.
Facts, bro. I fucking love when when I had my take and I did that spin green, it felt so good.
I knew that it was going to be for an extended period of time, and I joked about it, but some guys traveled the world, so this was different. These guys were on the WebEx calls every day, 3 to 4 times a week, and we knew what they were doing. We knew they were working out, and then we were able to.
Yo.
We were in with the ramp-up period that we had.
That was the past too.
A lot of that was set up from what took place.
I forgot I was even streaming.
With the union. So, but we had the ramp-up period. So now again, you get an opportunity to see what kind of shape they were. And they came back in good football.
You're an ugly kid
shape,
on me.
It was a matter of getting them into football shape, and that's where we're at now. But it was a completely different situation. I thought. Again, I'm not predicting records or anything else. And, none of us know what happens in the future here, but it's that I can tell you is different. Yeah.
And then the Pennell and Fisher.
I don't know. Has that been? There's nothing been announced on that, so I don't know.
Fuck no, I still am.
Say on that, yeah. I mean, once it gets announced, then I'll comment on it. But I don't have anything. Okay.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, we're good. Thanks.
I'm gonna put a thumbnail on this freaking live stream real quick.
Head coach Andy Reid meeting with the members of the press covering the Chiefs' kingdom. A couple of interesting things there. One was the defensive performance in this practice. if you're a fan of a team and you just see one side of the ball dominate a camp, that means there's problems. But for the defense to do what they did today and at times be dominant.
You feel me, bro? 101% bro. Simple, bro.
Offense they're facing in this practice. They're facing the best offense in the NFL.
Got 8 wins, bro. 101%, and I got 101% in the rec. What are you saying?
He's not going to see a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes in the regular season on the other side of the field. He's not going to see a lot of these players
on gang, you know.
Explosive players like this. So
I'm gonna try to go at least 50-0, bro.
An offense like this and players like this, you'll be that much better on game day. Things will be
That's light, fool. That is light.
Already through camp.
Davian Wilson did not practice today. That meant that Willie Gay Jr. got more reps with the ones and in the sub packages. He made a couple of impressive plays. The other thing he mentioned was and we're going to get to this in the 5 observations summit. We kind of alluded to the last time we were on a couple days ago, was the importance of right now. And he mentioned getting into football shape. This is an endurance test for this team, but Andy knows that this is a long, tough run to get through a season.
Just a few days ago, we talked about volume with velocity. So we have a lot of information, and guys executing this playbook at a high rate of speed, high pace. We don't have time for walkthroughs right now. It is football. It is
green.
And we're seeing that through this camp. But what I love about it is Andy Reid doesn't worry about.
Bro, I'm not freaking different, bro. He's different.
It makes a lot of sense if you really think about it. And also, in a time crunch like this, makes even more sense.
Make it real life. The other thing he said was not.
You faked it.
Repetitions.
Man, Hyper over here faking greens.
With the environment that we're in. One guy defensively was having a terrific camp. It's almost every day that we see him, man, make an exceptional play. Before we do that,
yeah, on gang.
The trenches.
He used to be big capping.
Focus now on the offensive line.
This is green. Why did they push me to the corner?
Focus group today, but before we do that,
all right, let me chill. I'm about to get my hot spots. I'm about to try to get my hot spots.
194 consecutive snaps.
Facts.
128 consecutive.
No, you chilling on folks.
Highest rated offensive lineman last year in the entire National Football League.
All right, hell yeah.
Schwartz is our guest.
But you don't shoot corners. I don't never see you shoot corners.
And so we've been watching you here at training camp. I got to ask you, you've been in this league long enough, and to win a Super Bowl, to have that feeling, but this reinventing yourself, to kind of reboot your game and your body, and what you have to go through.
Yo, I'm breaking. I got to turn my meter on, bro, low key.
Last year. Let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it kind of starts at the top with Coach, with Pat. I mean, everyone's very, very critical of themselves. I think when you look back.
Nigga, airball.
We were down by double digits in all those games. I mean, that's not where we want to be. We want to start faster. We want to play better throughout. That's not the goal. Is to win on these crazy runs and games.
We're chilling. We could go on a cooler 20 game, bro, because this park is fucking ass.
I think that's kind of the coolest thing about Pat is that he's so self-motivated. I mean, we saw EP's quote the other day, but he's so self-motivated to be better. And
that's great. Fuck. No way.
MVP, he can chill and take it easy, but he's out there harder on himself than anybody, and so that just invigorates all of us. And I think we're all individually.
Green! Stop playing with me, Scooter. Look at that grid in the 3-point line. Stop playing with me, bro. Big greens. Stop playing with me, bro. Big greens.
Campus, and it's a lot of guys who think they're the best, who are the best. And
that John was a corner 3. Bow. Stop playing with me, bro. Big greens.
Different things you can do out there. And you mentioned a few days ago in your presser that when you're out here in camp, this is where you can learn those things. You can figure out what works and what doesn't. How important is figuring those things out in this camp?
He's a bitch.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, O-line, D-line especially, the timing of things.
I was finna green now. Or just invite him to the party, bro.
2 inches in your punch or a split second, and that could be the difference between basically making every block and missing every block because your biomechanics are together.
Oh, so you just scared the hell out of me.
So getting that back first is important.
But I just put up a 3-ball green that on game.
I mean, it's similar to Pat a few years ago saying,
yes, sir.
Throw, see what he can do. I mean, if they pick it, they pick it. It's a no consequence situation in camp. You have to see what your limits are. You have to become comfortable with things that you're typically not comfortable with. I mean, first
Check that nigga,
pretty good guy out there. And,
Irvin, skinny.
If I'm not working on stuff now and I'm confident enough to do it in practice, I'm not gonna be confident enough to do it.
Bro, that nigga stayed close to him smoking, but never got no funnel, never got nobody who got no weed.
That's definitely all about.
It's just a follow-up. I always tell fans when they can watch practice in St. Joe, okay, they're doing 7-on-7, let those guys go. Go watch the OLD line when you guys are one-on-one. That, to me, is something between like Ultimate Fighting Challenge and the Division I NCAA Wrestling Championships. What about approaching that mentally and how you have to get yourself ready for the one-on-one and for in front of everybody to see?
Yeah, it's not the greatest situation to be in as an lineman, and that's, you kind of realize throughout the years, you kind of just think practice is stacked against you, but you realize that, a lot of the situations are kind of leaning towards
No, the hell you're not.
9-on-7, we're running the ball. One-on-one pass rush, like, they're going to pass rush at all costs, they have all the space, there's, no one else to be there.
Fool, it's fun to win this bitch, bro. Just take all that shit out. You see all that funnel back there? The only reason I didn't use it all, bro, because there's ashes in that shit, too.
Fool, why is it even ashes in it?
Nigga, that was in there, and it spilled.
Why was it? What the fuck was it?
Gritty's was in there.
It's definitely different, but again, that's a time to try something different. You can keep doing the same pass at every time, and if you are good at that, that's great, but if you're not trying these new things, that's the ultimate high leverage situation.
I didn't put it back in there.
You want to see if this works when everything's going, because that's probably the most similar thing you're going to have to that 3rd and 12 and the 3rd and 15 is a one-on-one pass rush, and so those are the times to really hone your craft, and like you said, it's a lot of fun. You can look pretty bad pretty quick, which is the unfortunate part, but if you're losing those battles, but you're doing it in the right way, that's when things can get better. If your feet are good, but your hands are bad, all right, we'll fix the hands next time. So there's always these micro adjustments, and it's just, it's a fun process. And I think, D-line perspective, I mean, those guys are so much more skilled than you think about. I mean, watching Chris do his thing, I mean, he's a huge dude, but how nimble he is and how good he is with his hands, it's just, it's a lot of fun to watch.
So that one-on-one stuff is obviously, as you said, really important. But the offensive line is also kind of like an orchestra. You guys are all in concert together. How's the cohesiveness gone so far, getting to know some new players on this offensive line, some new guys in that room, Mike Rimmers, Colecchio Sinelli. What's impressed you about them, and how do you feel about the cohesiveness so far in your guys' group?
Yeah, those guys have been awesome. I mean, I think they're about the same year I am, so we've got a bunch of year 9 guys now, and a lot of good football in the room, a lot of good players. This is the oldest the group's ever been since I've been here. I mean, like I said, I think us 3 are year 9. I mean, Fish is year 8. Austin, I have no idea, but he's like year 6 or something. But we've got a lot of guys that have played a lot of ball, and it's really fun. It's cool. It's the acclimation process is a lot quicker for those guys typically. In the NFL, everyone uses just a few different types of terminology, and so you've pretty much done the thing that's being asked of you, which has been called something else, and having to kind of flip it in your brain that, hey, this place we called it this, and now it's called this. And there's a couple adjustments in terms of technique, but when you're an older guy, it just kind of gets picked up quicker. You're not necessarily learning defenses, you're not learning general concepts of run plays. I mean, you have that stuff down. So if you're knowing nuance stuff is different, the wording stuff is different, and like I said, kind of how to go about the job. So you have literally the same run plays, but we might run different other plays, and the plays run the different, and so kind of adjusting those angles is really key for the offensive line spot.
But you're playing this game for 8 years and going into your 9th, as you stated, and never missing a game. You get into a routine. You have a camp routine, regular season routine, and off-season routine. This new normal in dealing with the health and safety protocols, how much have you had to adjust to that in getting into a routine within that realm?
So that part's actually been pretty easy. I've been wearing a mask indoors and then around people for a long time. It's just kind of standard practice for me now.
We gotta wanna be good niggas on the spot.
Keeping your distance and that stuff. To me, that's been the normal part. It's just, like you said, a different camp schedule, and so there's a lot of things up in the air. I mean, the first week we were here, the PA and the NFL were still working on what the rules were, so we were kind of going through it, and every day is just hey, 10 o'clock, here comes the schedule for tomorrow. So that's been the hard part, and things aren't quite as spaced out as they normally would be because we're at the facility and then at Arrowhead, and we got to travel back and forth, and There's some extra time built in there for travel, and so you're not getting the same kind of breaks. Like, for instance, right now,
He's a 75 overall tempo
go ice
pusher.
bath, shower, lunch, go back to the dorm room, throw on the Norman Tech.
Yeah, my man's an 83 overall paint beast.
Get up, go to meetings, and
We're
that's
chilling,
all
fool.
super condensed, and so you're not able to
They probably got their badge. These probably their bills from boot camp.
take care of themselves, and that's one thing I always appreciated with
Cause he's a 75, and there's no way he's just staying at 70. Oh no!
You're either doing something or you have a chance to recover, or you're doing something, chance to recover. And he takes care of us really well that way, and that's been, I think probably the biggest difference is there aren't those, big chunks throughout the day where you're able to, have a few hours to go do something. And so that's, like I said, put us
Oh my!
and do what we need to do to take care of our bodies, because it's definitely different. I wasn't here for the lockout in 11, and I'm sure it was similar for those guys, but just trying to find your way in kind of a new situation.
That's you. Good shot.
Mitchell, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about this last point. You're an all-pro.
Yeah, he would have just put his hand up.
Chef. Any new recipes that you're working on right now?
I'm always thinking about what I'm going to cook on the next off day. I'm trying to. Brisket is like the thing, the thorn in my side that I just can't figure out. It gives me a huge appreciation for all these awesome Kansas City barbecue spots that every time you go, like, the brisket's perfect, the ribs are perfect. Every time I cook them, it's way different, and I can't get the hang of it. I'm not necessarily willing to wake up at 2 a.m. to start a fire and get that going, so I got to try to make do on the old pellet grill. But I think that's kind of my long-term challenge, is really honing in on a brisket, and I've started to migrate towards grilling things more traditional.
Good shot.
Relied on sous vide and reverse sear for a while for steaks and other thicker cuts of meat, and trying to learn just kind of traditional, just grill it, go for it, make sure it's cooked properly and take it off, and that way you're not spending all the time kind of waiting for it to be ready for you. So I think those are the two things that kind of on my plate in terms of trying to master the craft of.
I think I'll speak for Matt, Mitchell, in the fact that we'll take your experimental residue.
Yeah.
I've tasted some of that. It ain't bad, okay? You're gonna give yourself a little credit here.
Well, you tasted the good stuff. I don't bring in the experiments.
Okay. We'll leave that to Brooke, right? She gets your experiments.
Yo, these niggas suck.
Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being such a pro, and we'll get ready to run this back, friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, Mitchell Schwartz, a pro's pro, 7,894 consecutive snaps that was broken in the game last year at Tennessee. But interesting to hear him say, new routine, the OLDL. But let's now go into our focus group of the day. Our
We just shitted on them.
It is brought to you by DirecTV, and we're going to go right into the offensive line and start with this group that we have seen these guys grow, actually, and grow around Patrick Mahomes, so to speak. Let's start and just go down the line with these guys. And the first one would be Eric Fisher. And Eric's missed, 5 days here in the concussion protocol. He was asked, Andy Reid was asked in his news conference about it, but he got talking about some other stuff. But we're interested to see with Fish. This is a guy, the big stat about Fish, I think, in the last 28 games, when Eric Fisher plays, the Chiefs are 24-4.
So protecting the best player in the world in Patrick Mahomes is a pretty big job. You have a big job there.
Killed a two-way tempo pusher. Thought he was nice.
You're right. 8-0 last year with Eric Fisher in the lineup, 4-4 without him. So the guy wins. You just know that. And he's put together some really good stretches over the last 2 seasons. Back in 2018, from week 11 through the end of the year, he was the best tackle in the AFC according to Pro Football Focus.
Oh God.
And last year, week 13,
them niggas said we're not playing them kids.
He was really good. He was the 7th best tackle overall in the AFC. So he's solid. He's reliable. You know what you're getting with Eric Fisher. You really can't ask for more out of your left tackle when you're protecting a guy like Patrick Mahomes.
One thing we underestimate about Fish, I think, is his athleticism. You've got to move in this offense. You're an offensive lineman. The screens, getting to the second level in the run game. And Fish has shown he's got the ability to do that.
People forget he was a tight end at Central Michigan before he could turn it over to an offensive tackle. So he can move. We all know that. Put on some weight, obviously, since his tight end days. But the guy can move. He's athletic and dynamic. Big thing for this.
We didn't even need a run through.
Schwartz on the right side. We just heard from him. The one thing we can mention, though,
we would have just had to fucking chase niggas down, hop off every court.
In the game.
Mitchell Schwartz, what can you say about him? Just talk to him, obviously, but he is a superstar, and that's no hyperbole. As you said, Mitch, Mitchell Schwartz played 8 seasons, 128 games. He has missed 3 snaps. I mean, that's absolutely unbelievable. And you take that consistency and look at it at an elite level that he's bringing to the field every single day. 142 postseason pass blocking snaps last year for the Chiefs when it mattered most. 1 hurry allowed. I mean, Patrick Mahomes didn't have to worry about anyone coming from his right side when he's trying to throw the ball. PFF has him as the top offensive tackle in all of football coming into this year. My only question, Mitch, what does Mitchell Schwartz have to do to make a Pro Bowl?
I don't know. Just it's a flaw in the system or whatever. We had a practice radio game the other night, and it was the Tennessee game, the last time the Chiefs lost on November the 10th, and that's when the streak was broken. And I remember him going down and just, it was reliving all
Yeah,
that.
this game is Chiefs.
You had it right. He came back right after the start of the half, only missed 3 snaps. But man, what he means to this team and the cohesion on the offensive line. And we talked about, he was just talking about his technique and working on it. The next on the list would be Austin Ryder, this Chiefs center. Now, I think it's lost. He only had 5 career starts prior to last year. The other thing with Austin Ryder, and he's the closest
I got
there
a
to
green
the Warrior Prince. Right?
Okay, he got 17 meter on.
That offensive line. But he only allowed 1 sack all last year.
Yeah, Mike put on 17 meter and started shooting so ass. Hit 1 green. Shit look weird as fuck.
Washington really didn't get a chance with them early on. That was way back in 2015. Kind of got a cup of tea with the Cleveland Browns, but didn't get much of a chance there. Hooks on with the Chiefs back in 2018. I'll never forget this. After his first start, I asked him, how things went. How'd you feel out there? He looked me in the eye and said, I belong in this league.
Wow.
That I belong here. And all he's done
Yeah, these kids are
16
bad.
games for the Chiefs last year. Obviously, a big part of this team wins the Super Bowl. He was the
This game's
his pass
fucking
protection
ass.
grade last year. Was the 2nd best of all centers in the NFL behind only Ron.
That tempo pusher is ass. He just bricked that? Oh no, he made. I don't even know. My nigga, I wasn't even looking at you. I didn't even know you had the ball.
Any center in this league has so much on their plate. Think about it. They've got to remember the play and their blocking assignment. They have to remember the snap count. You see that get goofed up around the league.
Facts.
3, they'll have to make a line call. They're in the middle from tackle to tackle. And they'll see some different alignment. They may have to call it. There's just a lot on these guys' plates within a matter
I knew
of
that was
seconds.
Green Bay.
It is not an easy position to play and one of the toughest in all of professional sports.
You're touching the ball every single play. I mean, even more than Patrick Mahomes is. So you have to be smart, you have to be durable, you have to be athletic. Austin Ryder has proven he can do that here so far for the Chiefs.
At guard back, Andrew Wiley
Bigger.
Was inactive for the playoff run last year, was injured near the end of the regular season, kind of the Juan Thornhill of the offense. But when you look at Andrew Wiley, it's not that long ago. He was the Mackley Hill winner from a couple years ago in the 2018 season.
So over these shows, we've talked about looking for guys to seize opportunities out here. Well, back in 2018, that was Andrew Wiley. He came in here, no roster spot was guaranteed. He earned a spot on this roster, and from then on out, started 21 games over the last 2 years. He can play right guard, he can play left guard for you. And you're right, Stefan Wisniewski, he came in here. When Wiley got hurt, Wisniewski kind of took over that role. But Wisniewski's in Pittsburgh now. So Andrew Wiley's back out here trying to prove he earns a starting spot along this offensive line.
Going back to that practice radio game I told you we had in the Tennessee game, guess who had to play tackle when Schwartz went down? The Chiefs were out of offensive linemen. They were just dropping like flies. It was Wiley. Had to go to right tackle in that game against Tennessee. It's a good defensive line. Okay, you know me, man. I don't get excited that much. But I get excited about certain things, and I'm excited about Kelechi Osemele, former Iowa State Cyclone, 2-time Pro Bowler with the Raiders. We featured him on an earlier training camp live, but him manning left guard so far in this camp, to me, has been one of the highlights of this training camp.
I've said before that I think he can be one of the sneaky, big-time additions of the summer when we go back and look at the additions this team made. Maybe when you sign him, people don't think too much about it, but he's looking really good out here so far. A big physical football player. Andy Heck says he's fitting into.
Oh yeah, I like
so
this.
Which is really exciting.
These kids think they're good.
Two-time Pro Bowler. Pro Bowler was recently in 2017, and a former All-Pro. He's just bringing a really nastiness to this offensive line. He's big, he's physical. Really excited about Kelechi Osemele this season.
But I also love
Play up, bomb dash, stupid ass.
O-line, D-line drills, you see him and the things Mitchell Schwartz was talking about. Very excited to have Kelechi Osemele as a Kansas City Chief. Way better than having him be a Raider or a Jet. Mike Remmers has had to fill in.
Oh yes, these kids are
Eric
bad.
Fisher being out, but Mike Remmers, who has started a lot, 79 games and 78 starts in his career with Carolina and with the New York Giants, What does Mike Remmers bring to this room?
Well, he's a prototypical swing offensive lineman. And I say lineman because he can play guard or he can play tackle. All those starts you mentioned, he's played all over the place. More than 800 snaps last year, right tackle for the New York Giants. He's played guard before, both tackle spots, both guard spots. Some postseason games he's started, and he's durable. Over 5,000 snaps started in his career. So you know there's going to be injuries at some point this season, especially in the trenches. It just happens. You know you can go to a guy like Mike Remmers, who's played there before and knows what he's doing at really any spot along that offensive line. That's invaluable out there.
You and I have seen him in this camp, starting at guard and starting.
You seen what you was guarding?
Tackle, I should say. Already, so that versatility.
No, but he's at 84 play shot.
In this training camp.
Okay. And I got an 85 glass lock.
There's a lot here because there's 13 in this position.
We're chilling, bro.
Only 15. You like to keep about 8 or 9 offensive
I just
linemen.
boxed these kids.
53-person roster.
Oh nah.
Martinez Rank and Eric Elliott.
Nigga has on Dante Exum.
You look at Ryan Hunter, also Sanat, the tackle, Jackson Barton. Durant, here you go, M-I-Z-Z-O-U, you see your Durant, one of your Missouri guys, and a former Mississippi State Bulldog, Darrell Williams. Collectively, though,
what is this kid doing?
That's not to discount their importance, because a lot of these are developmental guys. We've also seen, Matt, qualities of this league.
3 seconds.
That's
gay. 3 seconds, bro. He's just down there.
All 5 of those guys are cranking for 16 regular season games and into the playoffs.
Sure, it just doesn't happen. And of those guys you mentioned, there's some guys to be excited about. So Martinez Rankin, he's rehabbing that leg injury he had last season against the Tennessee Titans. He hasn't played out here.
What the fuck is he doing?
He's really young. He's the guy that
Switch back.
high deal for Houston last year. So he can play. I think he has a lot of untapped potential, and he can finally get back on the field. Really excited to watch him play. And then some other guys.
I'm here.
Ryan Hunter, Jackson Barton.
Facts. I don't know what the fuck these niggas doing.
Now they know the Chiefs system. They have some versatility along the offensive line. Now you're figuring out what do you have in those guys. And it's the same thing for those UDFAs. You have Steve Durant from Mizzou, and also Darrell Williams, Darrell with a Y, not like the running back.
But he's sleeping on your mid-range.
Those are some UDFAs that were really highly touted coming out. Gil Brandt, he ranks all the UDFAs on NFL.com after the draft. Darrell Williams was the number 2 interior offensive lineman among all UDFAs.
He's bugging. He is bugging.
Some really good developmental projects there here on the offensive line.
And with this group collectively, a key word here is versatility, because they ask not only to move in this offensive line, they ask you to do a lot of things.
I'll be mad at playing on this bum-ass guard
who
team.
can do different things, including on blocking, on placement protection. But you may come in as a tackle and get moved to guard, or guard to tackle, or to center. It's just a fact of life. Well, speaking of versatility, one of the guys that offensive line is going against every day here in practice is having, to me, a really good camp. Maybe a fast.
He's just going to let his guard get killed.
Of the camp.
Right, I hate bum ass centers like that.
Kid just going to watch him get killed every time.
Versatility is on his
Zero
resume.
hedging skills.
We got a chance earlier this week.
Damn, I thought I was going to make that.
Now he tried to switch, though.
Tano Passanio.
Tano
Passanio with us now.
You're wildin', kid.
I got to ask you, watching you the last several years, when you get the chance,
I don't, bro.
So far,
what the fuck is wrong with these kids? He was just leaving you the whole game.
Opportunity you have right
Kid just gave up. In my life, I had to
I mean, I'm taking advantage of it. That's been my motto ever since college, ever since I really started playing football. Taking advantage of those opportunities because, you know, they're few. They're in the limit. I can't do this forever, so try to make the most of it.
Tano, you really came into your own last season. You got a lot of starts, made a lot of plays. What did last season do for your confidence coming into this season and moving forward in your career?
Oh, boosted it for sure. Definitely was a great confidence booster. Just being able to get to the Super Bowl, start in the Super Bowl, and win the Super Bowl. That kind of solidifies that confidence and tells you exactly what you need to do to get back there.
Tano, it seems like as the year went on, the staff discovered more and more things about you and your ability to play both inside. You played a lot of inside snaps and outside. What about that, and is propelling you into 2020, the ability to do that? Because it seems like Spags likes to use you all over the place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Spags, his defense, he puts everybody in the best position. And the fact that he knows I can play inside and outside, or stand up, play some linebacker, play some joker, you know, really gives me opportunities everywhere on the field and kind of messes with offenses. They can't really get a good read on me, so I like it.
And as you're kind of doing a little bit of everything in this defense, the younger guys on this defense are looking up to you. I mean, you're kind of transitioning to that point power, but you're a veteran in this league, and these young guys look up to you. How are you handling that responsibility of being a leader on this defense?
I mean, I try and help them out wherever I can. You know, I see a lot of me in them, a lot of my young self in them, a lot of the little things I was working on. Try and help them with.
Let me get bacon,
because we need everybody to get to where we want to get.
Bacon.
Tono, one of the things that we've been talking about, I've talked about all summer, is the next step for this defense in special teams is explosive plays. You had one of the most explosive of the year when you blocked the field goal against New England. It changed the whole tenor of that game. What about this defense and you yourself having the ability to make more explosive plays in 2020?
Bro, Jimmy, I'm trying to say it, bro. Put me on YouTube. And YouTube,
bro, shut up.
Where am I gonna put you onto?
And you know, when you make those explosive plays, it really can turn the momentum of the game. It can
Wake up to reality.
turn the momentum of the
Nothing ever goes like planned in this accursed world. Bro, are you watching the anime right now or not?
Yeah, as a follow-up to that,
I'm watching One Piece, but not
like you watching, but it's like on and off.
It's also just batting balls down. Line of scrimmage. We've seen you doing that.
Cause like that's what you was like, it's not good.
How do you feel like you can disrupt?
I don't know how people consider it the big three. It is not good.
It's only big three because of the freaking manga sales.
Blocking passes.
You know, kid, you ain't know that's why they call it Big Three.
Sacks for other guys on the
I
team,
thought it was called Big Three because it was a good anime. That's why they said Naruto was one of the Big Three.
No, it's just like based off like it's based off like how much like the manga had like sold.
Sack on that fourth down play, you set
And they was like the Big Three.
It was great. Go back and
No,
watch it.
but Dragon Ball was like before all that, and that was like so.
On
Dragon
Wednesday, we saw
Ball,
you
Yu
knock
Yu
down
Hakusho,
Pat. Did he get
and
tipped
like
off at you?
fucking like Inuyasha, some shit. And then that was like before. Then like Naruto, Bleach, fucking One Piece, they got all that like inspiration from Dragon Ball.
You're the Joker. I mean, the Batman done like the Joker.
Some like the creator.
Play that role. Although you're a
Dragon
hero
Ball, I don't know that nigga name though. That nigga name probably wild as shit.
Akira Toriyama.
That's our show.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save that till after the season. You know, camp is a time to really buckle down, get down in your playbook, and.
That One Piece is freaking terrible, bro.
But the new Big Three is definitely gonna be like Attack on Titans, My Hero, and probably like Demon Slayer.
You had one on Wednesday, you got one today. What about
my fault.
You straight, bro. These kids are ass as fuck.
I mean, with grind, you know, you develop grit. So, and you need that grit throughout the season. You need that come playoff times, late in the season.
Only going up like Green Day, bitch.
Dig down deep and.
Bro, that shit, that nigga Dr. Stone, bro. I be watching it, I be falling asleep.
Appreciate
though,
your
like
game, Matt. I appreciate you being with us. Thanks, Tano. Keep it rolling.
That nigga is a genius. I'm on the part where he's like basically fitting like the Village Ramen. And then you know that it's like the strong ass nigga who they fought back up, right?
In this 2020
You remember the strong ass
season,
and then it was like that dude with like the purple outfit. Like they just almost, I think they. Hold on, Jim. I'm tripping.
Yo, it's alright. This game, bro.
You're like 20 feet tall, like Tano Passanio is.
What's his name? Shoot, bro, it's the strong ass nigga. I don't know his name, bro.
And also create pressure and get after the pass.
Yeah.
Really excited about.
Yeah, he's strong as fuck, bro. Nigga punched that lion in one hit.
7'3" wingspan, looks like something from Jurassic Park. That would
but
win
like
the
one of his like
400
army men was pulled up on Senku or some shit. He was like a famous like fake ass like a magician or some shit.
Now it's time for our 5 observations, brought to you by Community America.
Damn, they got
damn, I know what that center was doing. Kids are weird.
And Matt, I want to ask you about these. The first one you've got is what works and what doesn't.
So Mitchell Schwartz has talked about this. We asked him about it earlier in our interview with him. This we talk about execution. We talk about perfection.
Yo!
I don't even know. I don't got my shot feedback on. I gotta turn it on.
This is kind of the time
my shit is buggy.
As long as there's a lesson behind that failure.
Patrick
has a few years ago. This as well. He threw a lot of interceptions in that training camp prior to the 2018 season. Fans are getting nervous. Well, all he did is go out and win the MVP that year. So you don't really want to worry about too many things.
Is that
an
lie,
Ronnie? Working on things, trying to get what works and what doesn't on game day.
These guys are coached to the nth degree. This is, as we mentioned on one of our first shows, they not only coach, they teach. And part of this experimentation is that teaching, and Mitch said, they go back and review it and review it with their position coaches. Second is the sophomore surges. One of the dynamics.
That should have been us. He touched that.
From year 1 to year 2. There's no staying the same. You're either going forward
I shot like 5 early this game.
Oh God, it's cool. I ain't really
talking
tripping.
about sophomore slumps. We're talking about players, but we're looking for sophomore surges this year. And what excites me about last year's rookie class coming into their second year in the league?
Oh no!
Like a fucking rainbow.
Oh no!
Playmakers, but they didn't hit their ceiling.
He hit that shit.
Room to grow. And Cole Hartman's probably the number one guy we want to talk about there. Averages 47 yards and a touchdown last year. 6 scores, absolutely unbelievable. But he had only 26 catches last season.
Bro, I can't even get a read.
How do you extrapolate those numbers? I mean, he could have 1,000 yards.
No way.
30 more catches on the year. So really excited about Cole Hartman going into his second season. Juan Thornhill, Pro Football Focus All-Rookie team member last year, one of the best defenders or young defenders in all of football in 2019. He's coming off that ACL injury, but we've seen him out here. He has that look in his eye like he's coming for blood. He's making sure that he comes out here and has a fantastic season. So no doubt in my mind, what he did last year. And then Darwin Thompson, what he said in his presser earlier this week was kind of the impetus for this point. He said last year in camp,
that's gonna be me when I get older, like shit.
He's trying to keep his head on here, figuring out where they are, just trying to figure out how to be a pro. But now he's coming in, he knows things. He's
shit, that's so
some defenses. He's looking at running lanes. He's not so worried.
They gave me the worst animation. I'm gonna throw this trash away.
Yo, boy, Dick is a damage team. Shouldn't play with that boy. He is not one of them. They'll make a double. I can't watch me. If you shoot Tsunami, you have to run the other way. Well, no fucking shit. Gotta got him 20 if he hopping in the bands. Young turning from the D to the A. I'm not with the line. Yeah, I'm not with the break. Yeah.
I'm gone.
I'm lost. I'm black. A nigga. Let me get a cha-cha. Cha-cha. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who you with?
Gang in it, bitch, nigga. Gang in it, bitch, nigga. Hey, these niggas spent. Oh my.
Is his vision. I mean, he takes it to the next level. Clyde mentioned in his presser earlier this week. You can't teach
gang in his bitch, nigga. Hey.
And it's not just our offensive guys, the linebackers and the safeties to be able to have the vision. And part of the vision is recognition of formations and the like, but the DBs have to have this as well. So really, I mean, Eagles can see 2 miles away. That's pretty crazy. Next is marathon training. And Andy brought this up in his news conference in that this is such a valuable time, because this is also the building of endurance.
So
I'm a gorilla in a
book. You talked about this at the tweet the other day, how good this team is in December and January. Since 2013,
because I was breaking.
leads the NFL in December and January games in points per game, 27.6 points per game, and they're third in points allowed, 18.5. This team closes out the season better than anyone. And I kind of liken it to a starting pitcher in baseball whose velocity increases as the game goes on. You want to get better and better. As other teams are going through adversity and they're going through injuries, they can't quite get through the middle of the season. This team getting better and better and better. And we saw it last year. It goes down to the final minutes of the Super Bowl, trying to make sure they hold on to this championship in 50 years. But where that spread is out here in camp. And all of a sudden, when you're in the Super Bowl, in 5 minutes, the other team's tough and you feel good. You can finish that game because of the work you put in months prior.
As I put out on Twitter, in the last 5 seasons after December 1st in the regular season, the Chiefs are a phenomenal 22-4. Crazy. Quickly, final point. Opportunity 5.0. We upgrade you every time you watch Training Camp Live. Here's your Opportunity 5.0 today.
Well, another sophomore. Let's go with Rashad Fenton, cornerback. Played double-digit defensive snaps 9 times last season for the Chiefs, 40 snaps in their playoff divisional victory over the Houston Texans. So this coaching staff trusted him enough to put him out there in a big moment. Really stepped up when the secondary was banged up last season. Had that big interception in Mexico City, one of the game-winning plays there. Also had the highest PFF grade quarterback for the Chiefs last year.
Yo!
Got better as the year went on.
Get about to foul out.
Showing he can play, and now it's about if you get more opportunities out there, how can you build on that? What can you do with it?
Bitch, stop spamming, you stupid fuck.
First round pick last year looked pretty good. How can you build on that going into this season?
Oh, and who pushed Jimmy Garoppolo out of bounds on the first of 4 defensive stops in Super
Nigga, shut up. Talking about being scared. Nigga, shut up.
Well, and I'm Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chiefs. Thank you for
Nigga talking about being scared. Get a rebound.
By Community America. We'll be back with you Sunday morning.
Nigga got that trash ass fit on. Thought that shit was fire.
What we see tomorrow at Arrowhead Stadium is the team will practice in front of 2,000 season tickets.
You about to foul out, buddy.
Thanks for joining us, Chiefs Kingdom. It's indeed time to run it back.
Foul out. Foul out. Foul one more time. Foul one more time. Foul him. Reach. Yeah, bitch.
I was lagging.
You straight, bro. Let's get his ass.
This nigga's trying to get graded out, fool.
Facts.
Who you is? Oh nah, that boy playing Spaggy on music? They're not gonna step up last second. Mama? Oh my god!
He got graded.
Kid was on nuts.
It's on me, though.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to
our
this
shit so loud?
Live show from here at the University of Kansas Training Complex. But our show is brought to you by the incredible people at Community America.
Shit, loud as
Chiefs
fuck.
checking, and you'll see your favorite quarterback on some of their stuff. Mitch Holtis, along with Matt McMullen. And Matt, you know when training camp's rolling in earnest, but you don't know what day of the week it is, what the date is.
Where's the flavor? The flavor is immaculate. Somebody get it, man. Oh.
Got
a great show for you. We're going to hear it from Andy Reid. We'll have an exclusive interview with Toronto Passengers and a great start to this camp. We will look at our focus group of the day, the defensive tackles in specific, and a group that last year made big strides. But sometimes we're going to get to Coach Reid. He's going to talk about the injury report. And sometimes we always talk about who missed. The exciting news of this day, we'll let Coach Reid tell you, is who's back. The Chiefs Kingdom will be.
Some niggas just lost. They're big mad.
Definitely. Great to see those guys out here. Like you said, Coach Reid over that. But for me, back at